Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another HMR's 4 replays. On the left side, as the orange Abbasid Dynasty, we have Dyukusi, which I probably butcher that really badly, like I usually do. It's on the right side as the blue French or Zanmato. We do of course have the villagers now advancing their way, trying to collect some of these fishies, which is a good source of food for fish. Do have the same collection rate as deer. They don't have the improved carrying capacity, but still an excellent source of fish or food. Let's see, economic benefits. The French don't have really much economic benefits. They get free blacksmith research, or at least free blacksmith melee research, which is probably the least important of all the research in my opinion. And he does, of course, have access to later on 20% and then eventually 25% unit discount around castles or keeps. The Abbasid player, of course, is a Islam civilization, so of course get the improved berries capability, as well as has one of the most powerful economic benefits in the entire game, the Golden Age Tier 1, plus 50% resource gathering rate for all resources. Very useful for whether it be shore fish, forest puppers, or even just wood. Of course, he does need to get 10 structures built out, but that's something that's not too hard to get. Because right now, he's already has, what, 5? 4. The House of Wisdom may not count for the primary town center. Yeah, House of Wisdom doesn't count towards it. We do have the economic research, which will have an access to reduce cost of economic buildings and housing by 25%. And over here, we've got the standard School of Cavalry. School of Cavalry does access stable, and all your stables produce units 20% faster, which is the most powerful thing. Is just is a free stable immediately advanced to the next age, where you don't have to even spend time to cut the wood and then build the stable itself. 20% increased production rate for all your stables is a nice little benefit on top. So, we're probably going to see some early royal knights being put on the field and to harass his opponent. Speaking of which, let's talk about the unique units in Feudal Age. The Early Knight, or not Early Knight, the Royal Knight is a Heavy Knight variant with a bit of extra capabilities as well as upgradability, which should be very effective versus raiding villagers, while the Abbasid Dynasty player does have access to the Camel Archer, which combined with Spearman could be a good way to counter the Royal Knight. However, usually French players also mix in archers with his force, so it's probably a good idea to mix in his own horsemen as well. Or archers. One of the two. Abbasid players tend to go for heavy archers because composite bowman is a very powerful upgrade. You will very, very likely go for a military wing into Castle Age. Gonna go for second town center here. He will likely lose a villager there. Does get the charge attack there. Doesn't get any follow-up swipe. Now pulling out this town center here. Bit more of a reserve position. He does not get a charge attack there, so take additional hits to take out that villager. And now there's a charge attack. Does get some damage there, doing a good job at slowing down this town center production. And that's one reason why a lot of Abbasid players tend to go for the military wing first to get that small little defense force, because that small little defense force of 2 spearmen is able to stop this entire harassment he's fighting right now. When villager does go down, the town's arrows have slowly whittled down the knight. He does pull it back in time, 5 health remaining. So probably a good idea just to send it back home into the town center and wait till you get surely researched to get the health regen. At this point in time, it is actually possible for that scout to actually kill off the Royal Knight. He just needs 5 hits. And he can probably take 5 hits as well. Let's see, attack speed of the scout is 2, so take 10 seconds to kill him off, while this Royal Knight has attack speed of 1.5. So it's about 14 damage per second. Times across the 10 seconds. Actually, no, he may not be able to get the kill off in time. The attack speed may be a bit too slow. As this will take about 10 seconds to kill him, and it will probably take less than 10 seconds for the Royal Knight to finish him off, especially to get the charge attack. Now, I do have a barracks here, very nice. He does kill off one villager. The French player has obtained the stones, and now going for the forest puppers. Now we got the wood axe being researched as well as the stable. Skull Cavalry may not be in a great position. Because you then want to build it in a position where you can eventually get a future keep. I suppose it costs up a gold, delete the mining camp, and then you can put the keep right here. Ugh. And there's Golden Age Tier 1, severely delayed thanks to the harassment that was here. But now these villagers can collect the wood in a nice safe location, as was the berries. So that harassment was very good. Not only did it delay the town center, it also delayed all those villagers from collecting any resources. Now it's going for the spearmen, not going for the hardened spearmen research just yet. And right now, 3 Royal Knights on the field, and he's going for Chivalry. I still say that Wound Royal Knight should just be back at home until Chivalry's research. Its chance of him doing anything important is very, very unlikely. And Royal Knights are expensive, they're 240. You got this outpost here. There's 6 villagers, so he's unable to get them all garrisoned, so we will draw the short straw and do now have additional town center for the Abbasid player.
مرحبا.
لدي مهمة.
Okay.
We do now have additional archer range being pulled on a field, getting a mill next to these berries. There's a lot of berries right there, and more berries down here, so he does have access to a good amount of good source of food. This map is filled with food in the form of fishing, berries, though some of these berries bushes are not that great and they're pretty far out. But there's a good amount of resource food on this map for both players to utilize. He does have another gold deposit here, and the backline stone deposits as well as his front to one, so there's a good amount of golden stone with an orange's sphere of influence at the moment. For the French, Moorstone has a large gold deposit over here. The natural gold mines here. A little bit farther out. So it looks like the French player has some more safe deposits back farther. There's another similar deposit over here, a little bit more contestable. But this area could be secured up by a single keep. To let him keep his lands. We do not have the spearmen now pushing way forward. We got this scout here as well. Spawning all these forces there. There's some French archers in the region. Does find these villagers there, so a good number of kills will come forward. Now, even out the villager count at the moment. Now the French is slightly ahead, though the Abbasid player will pull ahead and return with the additional town center. And fresh foodstuffs also makes these villagers cheaper, so the cost is also less. You have these villagers now very exposed. They can receive some fire. Spearman pushing way forward as well. Now these Royal Knights do find opportunity to engage on in. Some of these 1-2 villagers do go down as well. The Royal Knights do have Pierce Armor now in the way, which help them resist the town center arrows. Right now the town center arrows are just doing 6 damage each, and this will reduce their damage they deal by 50% to those Royal Knights. We have a Camel Archer here, which will be very useful help engaging these Royal Knights. Right around now, pushing his way, being pulled on the field, designed to break his opponent's front line. Got now a Phalanx being researched as well. These villagers may need to fall back. He's collecting up a lot of wood here. He does have a handful of units on villagers on gold and has plenty of food. He may be on the age up, but French players are on to end this sooner rather than later. Going for 3 battering rams. They're really on to push this way forward. The archers will provide quite a bit of cover fire. The Royal Knights can hit the primary threat, at least to other units. And the villagers are going to have to be forced to go forward to torch down these battering rams. The spearmen and villagers will get hit by the archers, and the Royal Knights will just provide a constant threat as well. So it looks like going to be a deadly assault by the French. Right now, both players have similar army size, but the quality is much higher for the French. Banner's now pushing its way forward. They will outpost those course spot into the shrubbery. We'll find some villagers over here, and some of these villagers will go down. We do have textiles research there, so the villagers can take an extra hit. Archer's not far away, trying to hit some of these spearmen. Does take some damage there. Phalanx just got completed. Some of the Royal Knights do get spear brace there, but more of those spearmen are going down. This town center is being battered down with no opposition. Camel Archer received a bit of fire there. Camel Archers have no apparent pierce armor. Needs to make sure to focus on that Camel Archer. Does it get out there? Now the Royal Knights trying to engage the spearmen. Archers trying to engage archers. More spearmen push way forward. Orange has lost a good number of spearmen there. Does get a spear brace there. Good number of French archers are down. More spearmen being pulled on the field. We do know how the Royal Knights push forward. Does get some good health regen there from the Chivalry, but some of them do go down. The villager count's still quite even. Those now trying to push forward, trying to torch down these battering rams. Got the French archers push way forward. Abbasid is able to force back these battering rams. A number of the Royal Knights are damaged, so Chivalry maybe need to hold back for a moment to get Chivalry healing them up. And now do got the Royal Institute being researched as well. The Abbasid player can't go to the next stage. He had a good amount of resource reserve, but he's forced to spend it. With the Royal Institute now being deployed on the field, he may need to eye for maybe a siege workshop. Some mangonels would be incredibly effective right now. Yeah, he really should perhaps eye for some mangonels. It will annihilate one's force, and as well as provide some good damage for his buildings. Now these berries trying to be claimed up as well. And these berries being claimed as well, so the orange player has some berries he can utilize. But there's still some of them untestable. We got now the veteran Royal Knight. The Royal Instinct course allows them access to additional technologies earlier and cheaper. I'm trying to figure out where he actually built it. There it is. Is also faster as well. Yep, cheaper and fast. Just cheaper, not faster. Military wing being blown on the field. Those camel riders would be very useful in the situation. Against opponent's current composition, masked camel riders can be very effective, since it'll be a hard counter to the Royal Knights as well as able to hit the archers. So they don't have any inherent pierce armor. They can still take. They can at least do hits. They won't be receive any bonus damage from them, as well as able to do some good damage in return. Composite bows, of course, will be very useful. Spearmen trying to charge their way forward. Veterans trying to break through these palisade walls, and they will go through them. Royal Knights charging like forward. Does receive some spear braces there. Also receive some hits. Veteran Archer research, no additional pierce damage, that's still in the build queue. Lawrence having trouble pulling the front line as Archer's trying to fight. He does not have extra military wing. Now brings the villagers to torch down the battering rams. Royal Knights have been dancing around quite a bit. The battering rams getting their way, but some are connected with these archers. Spearmen having a good job of being focused on by blue. The battering rams trying to be torched down. It does not have as many villagers as opponent, and now a good chunk of them are just going to die right there. Or also a significant number of villagers. And it's still a large number of Royal Knights here, and they're able to get some good damage there onto the town center. They do have a lot of 5-tier armor. The town center arrows doing 7 damage, they do 2 damage per arrow. Now they're charging forward as well, able to charge straight into those villagers. New Age has begun. He had the previous Golden Age activated for a brief moment. And his additional towns does go down, trying to build out another one back here. Some of these villagers up here, some going down. He's down half the villages compared to the French. Yeah, just no counter to these battering rams. That's supposed to be 3-2 Camel Riders, which will be very useful. He doesn't have any stables out at the moment. These villagers now being hit a little bit. Spearman charging forward does take out some of the Royal Knights. Camel Riders push way forward. Battering ram engaging the town center. Archers gauging away. And Orange decided to black out the game now. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next play.